Hi there, it's Melanie with Lost and Found. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I show you how you can thrift and paint your way towards a beautiful home on a budget. I have been working on my kitchen here, adding just a little bit of cottage style by painting this interior door right here. It's a small project, a simple project, but it really made a big impact in my kitchen. So this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do it, share with you the products that I used so you can do a makeover like this yourself. Now, if you haven't noticed lately, painting interior doors a color, something other than white, is the hottest trend right now on Pinterest. And it really is a fun way just to add a little splash of something. And you know what? It's just paint, so you can always paint it back white later if you really wanted to. Now for this project, I used Fusion Mineral Paint. It's a paint that I sell in my online store and at my booth space here in Northwest Arkansas. And it's a paint I absolutely love to work with. And I have so many customers that have used Fusion, not just to paint furniture, but for projects like this all around their house. It's a great paint for cabinetry. It's a great paint for an accent wall. If you want to redo your mantle or your front door, it's a great paint for those projects. Super easy to use, DIY friendly, and it has no odor, which is the best part. So you can work on it and not feel like you're being, stunk out of your house in the process. So follow along with me. I'm going to show you exactly how I went through this whole process and hopefully inspire you to tackle it yourself, maybe in your own kitchen or another space in your own house. So here is my door when I started. It's just your basic metal door and it's not in the best shape. It had gotten really grimy and gross, especially right here around the doorknob. And it was definitely time to just give it an update. The first step was to remove the hardware that had held on the blinds. I took down our back blinds because honestly, I just like the light coming in. And then I needed to give the door a good cleaning. For this, I used the Fusion TSP Alternative and a little Dobie scrub sponge. I'll be sure to link to it in the video description. And just sprayed the door down and kept scrubbing until I felt like all the grime had really gotten off. The cleaning process was a little more involved than I had expected when I got to this part that was over here by the door handle. That wasn't so much dirt as it was just old paint. As I started spraying it down, there was a layer of crappy latex paint that just was peeling right off. You guys, that is not good. I needed to get all that off before I could paint on top of it. So I spent definitely more time than I'd planned peeling off that paint. All the spots that were peeling, I scrubbed and peeled it off, and then the few places where the paint seemed to be okay, I cleaned it well and then sanded it smooth just to make sure that there was a nice smooth surface to start painting over. All right, so we're pretty much done with the prep work. It wound up being a little more complicated than I had expected. I would love to just start painting. I'm kind of dying to get the color on here, but I am first going to put a base coat of this product. It's Fusion Ultra Grip. Better to be safe than sorry. I really don't use this product a whole lot. I think it's a product in the Fusion line that's overused. Typically Fusion adheres to most surfaces without any sort of issue. But because this is a metal door and because I had all of those problems with the old paint peeling off, I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat of this on. So you just paint it on very thin. It goes on milky white, dries clear. I have to leave it on for 12 hours though. So that means I won't get to start painting the rest of the door till tomorrow. But like I said, I don't want to have to do this project again. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. The key to working with the Fusion Ultra Grip is just to apply an extremely thin, light coat. You hardly need any. And then just let it sit overnight, come back the next day, and you can paint right on top of it. My initial plan was to mix up a custom color for this project. I started with a pint of the Fusion Mineral Paint Plaster and then mixed in a tester of the Fort York Red to give me this really nice peachy pink. It's just super easy to mix colors like this. You don't really have to do any measuring. You just dump the little tester in and then just stir, stir, stir until the color is all the way incorporated. When you're painting with Fusion, it's good to remember that you don't need a ton of paint on your brush, and long, smooth strokes are going to give you the best results. For this project, I just used one of their flat synthetic workshop brushes. It's an inexpensive brush, but because it was just flat and small, it worked perfect for this project. But again, the key is just to not overwork the paint and not have too much paint on your brush. All right, so I've got 2 coats of it on here, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not loving it. I love the color, but in the lighting in this room, it's coming off too dark. So I tried mixing it a little bit lighter, and it kind of started pulling this like fleshy tone, which is not what I was going for. So I went and dug around in my stash outside, and I found this color, which is Little Piggy. It's an older Fusion color. They don't actually have it in production anymore, but it is a color that you could probably mix up. But I'm just gonna use the rest of this. I've tested it here, and I think the shade is gonna match a lot better and be the color that I'm going for. All right, here we go again. As soon as I got the Little Piggy on there, I knew that it was gonna be the better color. I really did love that dusty pink, but there just wasn't enough light in this space. And that pink was pulling off of kind of the orange of the pine cabinet, and then a little bit of this pinky orange that we have in our tile, and it just wasn't working in the space. So I painted on 2 coats of the Little Piggy, and it was exactly what I wanted. All right, so this color is so much better. It works much better with the lighting in this room. It needs a second coat. I'm gonna let this coat dry a little bit longer, put a second coat on it, and then we're gonna be good to go. All right, it's been drying for 24 hours. We've got 2 coats on it, and I'm in love with the color. I think for sure this was the color that we needed to go with. It's just a lot more subtle, and with everything else kind of and how it was playing together in the room, it's just working out a lot better. Now, Fusion Mineral Paint does not have to have a top coat on it to be sealed, but because I have 3 boys plus a host of neighbor kids and a dog and 2 cats that regularly come in and out of the store, I am going to brush on a top coat of their Tough Coat. And I think I'm gonna use the Glossy one because I already have one open, and I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Why open another one when I can use this one? They have Glossy and they have matte. I've used the Glossy ones before. I love it. And I know that if I add some more gloss or sheen to this finish, then I'm gonna be able to wipe it off really easily, rather than when it's a little bit more matte, it's just a little bit tougher to wipe off. I'm also gonna use this Stahlmeister 1.5 inch Ultimate One flat brush. You guys, this brush will literally change your life. I have them in my online store. They're amazing. I mean, they feel so good. They're like makeup quality. So if you want to apply really smooth top coats, this is the brush for you. All right, guys, tips for working with the Glossy Tough Coat. So you really do want to use a nice, thin, synthetic flat brush. I love that brush that I'm using. And you want to brush it on in long, smooth strokes. Don't overwork it. Don't go back and forth a lot.
just brush it on and then walk away and leave it alone. And expect that it's probably going to take you 2 to 3 coats to hit all the spots, but that's okay. The result is going to be a gorgeous, shiny, glossy finish.
All right, so that's our finished project. I hope that you were able to learn how you could do this yourself if you wanted to do it yourself. You know, we did have a couple hiccups along the way, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, you guys, that's just how DIY projects go. Don't get discouraged if you're midway through your project and you feel like this isn't going exactly how I want. Just keep at it. So our prep book took a little longer than I thought because I had to peel off that old nasty coat of paint. I did wind up having to switch my shade of pink a little bit, partially through the project. But when it's all said and done, I love my new door in the kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like. Please subscribe. We definitely have more furniture painting videos coming your way, more videos that show you how you can do DIY projects in your own home, and especially more videos on how to work the Fusion Mineral Paint and Jolie Chalk Paint, which is the other line of paint that we carry. You can also check out our online store if you're looking for these products. I have over 8,000 customers throughout the US that I love so much and we ship to every single day. So thank you guys so much for joining and watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.